G'day legends, welcome back to Roadside presented by Zwift. Today we're discussing the latest news in cycling, including the continuing Wellsford roller coaster. We're going through the Tour of Bright recently that's just finished up, the Giro route reveal for 2026, and the new sponsors and signings that have moved and accrued across the pro peloton in the last 10 or 12 days. We just also finished a little interview as well with a rider who will release very soon. It's going to be great. We had a lot of fun just now, and that'll come out around the Boxing Day time, so keep your eyes peeled. Rider interviews is going to be something that will drip into our feed soon, Tommy. But how are you, mate?
Mate, I'm bloody good. I'm brilliant. I'm finally sort of getting the cobwebs out. Wedding season is over for me. If you've been listening to this pod, it feels like all I do is talk about how I got a buster or weddings coming on.
Every time.
Yeah, mate, that's because I've just finally had the last wedding of the spring season, if you want to call it that. Mate, I'm popular bloke getting invited, mate. I just got to tie him off. Anyway, my mate Mitch, he got married over the weekend and that was sensational. I did not touch the bike at all. So actually, to be honest, I rode down and get my car after the wedding on Sunday, very dustily. But I'm brilliant, mate. Well, you know, the summer of cycling's fast upon us, and there's plenty to talk about.
It's Christmas time. Are you a Christmas man?
No. Oh, look, I don't mind. Tick the box, family jazz, move on.
Do you have a tree at home?
No, won't bother a tree. No tree.
No tree. Okay. Well, I've got a tree.
Are you?
Yeah, I love Christmas.
Why do you love
lights?
Christmas?
Like see the Christmas lights?
I could not think of anything worse.
See, there's two. This is why we're a good team, because we're just two peas in a different pot. I'm always on time and super organised. You're the opposite, and you hate Christmas. So you can only drink 2 beers before you're wobbling around. Yeah, what else is happening? Okay, that's right. Yeah, so Roadside, because we're in the summer season, it's really starting to pick up. This is our honey hole period of the year.
Yeah, it certainly is.
We've got some great, exciting things to announce soon. This Thursday, we've got that with our summer sponsor. So we'll do that.
Wait for that.
We are announcing a new sponsor that we'll be bringing on for the summer, which we're very excited about. And our response to our summer sponsorships was very, very good. And it's, of course, due to everyone listening. So many thanks to everyone who's listened to Roadside since we moved on from TPR this year.
It's been about a year, hasn't it?
It's been a year since November, and all the audience and the growth that we've had, starting basically a brand new pod, is the reason why we can bring on sponsorships, and that allows us to go to the TDU, do dailies, go to nationals, do dailies, etc. So thank you guys for listening. And did you see the little Spotify stat I put up? You get all your data back throughout the year from your podcast platforms.
Were your number one listen pod? Do you listen back?
No, SEN. No, but we had from last year's or the year before TPR, the audience grew 271%.
Sensational.
From last year. So that was our 1 year growth.
So that just shows the impact that I've had on this podcast.
That's right. So everyone hated my guts and they loved you, Tommy. So honestly, that's it. We started essentially a brand new pod. Of course, it was an existing audience, but we grew that by 271%. So thanks, guys. Much appreciated. And we're going to bring a big summer.
Yeah, we certainly are. We're going to be increasing our coverage. We're going to be on the ground at all the races. We're going to be giving our analysis as well, but we're also going to be talking to the riders, the staff behind and around the scenes.
At Nationals with our dailies.
Yep.
And at TDU with our dailies as well,
absolutely,
men's and women. So we're going to be there. We're both going to be working at the races.
We're going to be roadside.
We're going to be Roadside. And we'll have to tell a story about how we actually came up with the name. So we're going to be weekly as well, up until, of course, Nationals and TDU. A new summer sponsor, which I just mentioned. So make sure you follow on your podcast players, and of course YouTube as well, which we will be spending a lot of time on in 2026, and we'll keep you up to date with that. So let's get into this episode, Tommy. This is Roadside presented by Zwift. So the FE Sports Roadside News, your Hex Plus multicolour stainless L key set. That sounds like a stupid plug, but it's not. This is the Hex key set you get from Wearer Tools, which is an FE Sports product.
Good tools.
I've showed you at home. It is an amazing...
they're proper Allen key tools. You don't round their heads on any bolts with them.
This is pristine metal. Pristine metal. It's $100. I'm telling you, if you're struggling to get your flog cyclist friend a gift for your Secret Santa, or you work with someone, you don't know what to get them, this $100 gift, any cyclist would absolutely love it. So Wearer Tools, get the Hex key kit, and you'll be away. Now, first point of news, Tommy, Sam Welsford to Jayco. All signs point to no.
All signs do point to no. Hey, look, when we did this podcast last, it's been a fortnight, hasn't it? And I came on board and I said, look, mate, like there's going to be a decision made in the next week with Sam.
You said it was decision time.
Yeah, and I didn't say it was signing to Jaco. You, with your YouTube tile, had Jaco, Sam Welsford, you doctored him together. Anyway, no, look, I can tell you that's not the case. That decision was made throughout that week that Sam was not going to go to Jaco.
So we were right. The decision was made.
Yep. So just to the listeners, just reaffirming why you should actually listen to this podcast. Anyway, Sam, he is actually at the training camp at Ineos at the moment. I expect, that is something is going to be put out in the next 24 to 48 hours. It was a fascinating story, though, that sort of traversed the entirety of the off-season, or close to, for someone as well who has such a prominent role during summer here in Australia. Obviously, he won the 3 stages earlier this year. You expected him to do that again, but obviously we don't know where his fitness is at. And with the team as well, where he's going to be. But
the rumours, Tommy, all started that Ineos were going to sign Sam for a 2-year deal. That started in around the Tour de France time, didn't it? And we all looked at it and gone, well, it makes sense. We're all happy with that. Locked in. We all forgot about it. And then it got to October, November. We hadn't heard anything. And that's where these Jaco rumours and maybe Ineos reneging. So what other information can you tell us?
Oh, look, my understanding is that the agreement with Sam and Ineos that was initially sort of semi-formalised, the pre-agreement, so to speak, was X amount. And then Ineos kind of internally, they put the brakes on a lot of their transfers. Now, it wasn't just Sam.
It was Brailsford coming in.
Yep, so Brailsford, he returned to the team. He's trying to steady the ship, so to speak. Even there were other riders in limbo with Ineos, and we've only actually seen them announce a host of riders earlier this week, like staples of the riders, like Kwiatkowski, Riviera, and a few others. So it was really fascinating. Ineos wanted to offload Sam. Now, Jaco wanted him at a certain price point because it was very late in the season for Jaco.
Their budget's already tight.
So, yeah, precisely. So for Sam to come into the team, he wasn't going to go to Jaco for, say, less than what he'd agreed to go with Ineos. It wasn't really met. And obviously, Jaco were going around and saying, hey, we want to sign other riders. This might not work. Sam, what's the go? My understanding, Sam's just going to roll with the Ineos side of things. And Ineos, to my understanding, is pretty happy with it as well. So it's a strange way to start with your new team, having gone through all those hurdles. Obviously, we're still yet to see the formalisation of the contract announcement. It'll happen, though.
Daniel Benson said that the contract details he thinks are now with all the parties who have to see it and sign it. So that must be in the next few days. We might get the big notice board. But he is back at the camp. And remember, we had that photo that we shared. The YouTubers would have seen this photo and on the Instagram at Roadside Cycling Podcast. We shared the photo of Sam on the Pinarello bike.
The all-black Pinarello bike.
He had that was back in August. Yep. So... Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then he was back on the Bora bike. So crazy how it sort of turned around, but we're happy that it does look like Sam is going to be racing with someone, which is good.
Yes, I like it. Also at that camp on Australian Point, Jack Haig is also at that training camp. So I kind of have said that Haig was sort of earing towards Ineos. That's sort of the news that I have heard, and that's been consolidated. No, it's a sound decision. They would have gotten him at the right price point. He's a rider who's finished on a Grand Tour podium, and he still was in the tail end. He was still around that top 20 mark of being able to provide climbing support. I quite like it.
I hope so.
And also, just from that note, with Jaco missing out on Sam, they have signed Rudy Porter, which was announced today, to a 1-year contract. The Australian was riding for Trinity Racing. And they've also signed Dries de Putte from Intermarché. Yep. You know who he is?
They were announced today, weren't they?
Yeah, Dries. I have no idea why Dries has been signed. I hope the testing team have done their due diligence.
They just need a big horse, mate. That's probably what they need. Now, also including Ineos here, there are a few rumours going around now that the man who's down at Bright, who just raced the Tour of Bright, Oscar Onley, Riding for Picnic post.
Yeah, this is big
now.
news. Huh?
There are some rumours that have kind of been sniffing around. I read this maybe probably about a month ago now, that Ineos are trying to get Only. They're trying to get Only. I think we might have even mentioned this on the Roadside rumour file a couple of months ago. They want Only. They want the British rider who has enormous potential with his 4th in the Tour de France this year. He is a very, very, very talented rider. I like Only. Ineos are trying to get him. If Picnic let him go, they should just tear up their funding, tear up all the rider contracts, fold themselves, put everything they've got into a dumpster and light it on fire. Because if they let Only go, they have no one else of note.
No, I disagree.
Who have they got?
I couldn't.
Picnic riders.
No. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Bardet's finished, mate. He's racing gravel. He's racing rattle gravel.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but how good a Picnic at just rejuvenating their list when they've had the Jais of the world come through? They still tend to find a way to find young riders and develop them. In my opinion, they are one of the best teams to do it with their under-23 program, and I think they will still continue. This is sort of what they do.
Maybe it's a bit of Australian bias because we've seen Storer, Jai, Sam go there and come out. Maybe there's a bit of bias.
Nah, there's still a host of other sort of names there.
But they can't let him go. That's the point. Surely not.
Well, they're going to sell him. There will be obviously a financial agreement met between the two teams, and then Oscar Onelli will have to agree to personal terms to the team.
But why would they sell him?
Because ultimately, say Oscar's on a 2-year contract.
Yeah.
His worth or that buyout fee becomes considerably less next year. And if he's going to leave the team may decide that, hey, we want, we saw Heine Ilse, he went for, I think it was rumoured to be 7 million. The team might want 4 million in their pocket.
How is Picnic going to replace 4th in the Tour de France?
Well, now this is the thing, because
$4 million is not worth that. Like, the 4th is worth more. That's their sponsors.
I'll tell you what, Oscar Onelli probably wants it, mate.
What's
His contract's getting quadrupled if he goes, doesn't he?
He probably does want to go out because he may have had a clause. I mean, would they have even been looking at the Tour de France going, yeah, we'll give you a top 10 GC clause? Probably not. Because, they wouldn't have known he could even go to those heights. They're thinking Stevie Williams, 1 week stage races.
Stevie Williams is IPT, no?
Oh, yeah, but that type of rider. That's what I mean. The 1 week stage race special, not Tour de France GC, where he just kept getting better and better. So if they get rid of him and sell him, there's no money they could sell him that would make that decision right. They should just go and put themselves in their toilet. Picnic.
It's a wait and see. It'll be an absolute Hail Mary, and obviously surrounding all this as well. And I think what really held up maybe the proceedings with Sam going to Ineos as well was the Derek G scenario. Now, we've obviously seen the rebrand of Israel Premier Tech to MSN. MSM. Oh, my word.
Never say never. Think of the Justin Bieber song.
Oh, I don't know what that is. Derek G, it's just been radio silence from both parties on this one. So
whose team is he on now? Is he on NSN or is he on Ineos?
Well, at the moment, look, I'm not going to be an expert on this at the moment because I haven't read into it. His case will go to the Court of Arbitration of Sports. There'll be both sides, rah. They want to try and get it done as quickly as they can. Derek G will, in my opinion, I don't know. I don't think how could he go back to the current team?
Maybe that's what Ineos are waiting for, Only. Maybe they're going, if we don't get G, let's see if we can get Only. And if we get Only, we'll just maybe pour some cold water on G's thing. So let's keep a watch on that. We don't know any more information, but with G and with Only's in Australia at the moment. He's obviously going to race Tour Down Under. He's here with his partner Lily. Just raced the Tour of Bright, which is what we're going to talk about now. That's been run and done. Tour of Bright, great social media presence. Tommy, were you paying attention to the channels?
So whatever Turtle was pumping out?
He's a mastermind, isn't he? They had Keno there. They also had, I forget the other guy, but he's a good dude. The great man. I worked with him at CX Nationals. I can't remember. I'm sorry, my man. He's a good dude. And he was dressed up. Brody Chapman got the GC win, and Luke Platt won the men's as well. Awesome field. We had Only there. We had all the hitters. Appleton was second on GC. She's obviously riding with the Liverpool development team 26.
Yes, can't wait to see what she does this year. Really can't.
Superstar. Absolute. Yep. She's got what it takes. But she put a minute 18 into Brody on Mount Buffalo, and only half of the Mount Buffalo climb as well on that stage.
Wow.
She's a machine. Brody got it back on the TT because she's obviously very good in that discipline. Plappy won, it's his third Tour of Brighton Road. It's his home race, Of course, he lives just around the corner at Papunka.
How was the footage of him? He's got Oneley on the farm with him, and he's dressed in the all country road.
He loves it.
And you're just like, mate, what are you doing here? Are you a cowboy or a cyclist? I'm sorry, mate. Like, that country road looked like it'd been fresh off the rack. It was fresh off the rack. Didn't have any bit of grime to it. It was out of the laundry.
No.
No creased,
It's
any
his
mark.
farm. That's what you wear. You can't be wearing your bloody Mount Lawley
He's got
fucking special gloves, mate, just to high game.
He's got the country road kit on the
He doesn't
Mr.
get
Plapp.
it. City Slicker.
Okay.
City Slicker Tommy McCracken. He actually beat his best time, Plappos, up Mount Buffalo. So he's
going
I
well.
think he shaved about 20 seconds off his time. So I think that shows that, okay, he's coming to Nationals. What kind of form is he going to be in?
Must have been a tailwind.
He ain't coming here to roll around, mate. He's coming here. We're going to get a really big fight. I'm looking forward to seeing the TT battle between Vine and Plapp.
Yep.
No excuses. Vine's been towed up by Plapp every time, unless you take away chain drops. That battle's going to be fascinating. Look forward to that.
I think Vine's coming in as well with a bit of, just from what I've heard from that side, just while we're on it, he's targeting.
Good.
So I'm really keen to see that battle.
And he wasn't in bad form last year either. Now, the one thing I loved out of this, you would have seen this going around socials, was the footage from Case, from Kurt Ether winning the criterium with the Meta glasses.
Kurt Ether rides for C Case.
Yeah, Case, yeah. The Meta glasses, and he took the footage of the last, the last 100 metres, the lead out, I think, from Bledden, who led it out. Then Kell kicked off the wheel. Kurt obviously won, great sprinter with the Meta glasses. Mate, we're going to see these Meta glasses. They're going to be worn at the Tour de France sprints.
Yeah, they are.
We're going to get this sick footage at next year's Tour and at next year's Tour Down Under, at all the finishes. They're going to have these shades on that aren't one of our great FE Sports partners, and we're going to get this amazing footage in race. It will change the game.
Yeah, no, it certainly will, won't it? It's going to be a fascinating one to watch. We're already seeing, I think, every local bunch ride, whoever their content producer is just banging out these reels with, guys hacking around doing 35 kilometres an hour. But when you see it in a criterium at an elite level, it is highly entertaining, isn't it? So
You don't like them.
I don't care.
You don't like Gary's wearing them. You don't want to see Mr. E-Grade wearing them.
I just can't wait until we see someone wearing these in a D-grade crit, and they're going to put it on their reel, and I'm like, D-grade, and it's going to them tail it off. I'm like, I'll clap my hands very well. People will sell sunnies. Life will move on.
Wait till 100% bring out their metas, mate. They will absolutely take a shit.
We should wear them commentating, mate.
I've still got Cav's book. It's still sitting there. I haven't read it because I'm still finishing off this other book before I get it out. But this head is just big. I keep looking at it. It's underneath the TV. It's on the book. Anyway, he's Mr. Oakley. That's why I brought it up. Now, forget Oakley. We love 100%, by the way. And, if I was Ray Charles, I'd be wearing the 100%. Full tint. Now, Giro route reveal, Tommy. 2026 Giro, the route was revealed. The TT, we talked about that last episode, but the stages are kind of set up as well. What can you sort of summarise from what we'll expect next year?
Oh, look,
which Remco and Vingegaard will be going, roadside rumour file.
Well, no, I'm of the opinion Remco won't be going to the Giro now that we've had the full route reveal from RCS. So, it's long been touted with this RCS route for the Giro. They have tried everything to try and get Remco to come do this Tour de France, come do this Giro d'Italia, rather. Yep. 40-kilometre TT test in the second week. We've got 5 to 7 stages for reduced bunch sprints. It's a pretty hard Giro, though. We've got about 6 summit finishes. So my overall scope, I won't get into the nitty-gritty. We can do that maybe at another episode as well.
Giro,
yeah. I don't mind the route. I think there was a lot that was maybe made out of the route that it might be a little bit too bland. There's some descents off the back of some alpine climbs towards the tail end. It's not one of those typical Giro routes where the last week, like what we saw last year, which was, in my opinion, the best Grand Tour of the three, where the last week played host to a thrilling finale, and it just built up to that. We've got we returned to the Blockhouse climb, where we saw Jai Hindley really come to the forefront, and he won a stage ahead of maybe 4 or 5 others.
Carapaz, Bardet, and some other flogs.
It's been a long time since we've seen a finish like that, haven't we, on a big mountaintop finish where you see a group come to it
Yeah, that's true. It has. I think the race, actually, the third week of the Giro is actually in danger. The third week of if it snows, those
This is
climbs
the
are
problem.
fucked,
Like
right?
Tassogal,
Yeah.
there's a few passes that go over some really high altitude. So it's a sort of route where you actually can't just simply wait for the last couple of climbs. As someone who is a GC favourite, I think you need to be really on the money early on, particularly in the first week where they tackle blockhouse.
In case they chop stages out and
Precisely.
you lose your opportunity to make time.
That is precisely the case.
Okay.
So I'm a really big fan of this route. I don't think the route favours Remco. So the route, yes, the time trial is big, but it's a pancake flat time trial. And I just think what we've seen from Remco over the time with his climbing ability, particularly some of these climbs, steep climbs. There's a lot there, sort of that 9%-ish. I just don't think there's enough for him. And I think the pressure for him to go to the Tour de France from the Red Bull scenario pulls him there.
Okay. All right. Well,
That's
let's
my
watch this
opinion.
space, see what happens. Thanks, Tommy, for
Good
the
Giro, bro.
update. Looking forward to that first Grand Tour of 2026. And other big news as well, just in the broadcasting space, which is something I'm really interested in, Tom is as well.
Meta glasses.
Yeah, that's part of it, mate. Those will be broadcasted live onto screen soon. They will. Warner Brothers will be sold to Netflix in about 6 to 9 months' time. The deal has been agreed. Netflix outbid Paramount and one other big sort of media conglomerate to the bidding rights to buy Warner Brothers, which is huge because Warner Brothers, of course, owns or took over GCN, which is under Discovery. It also owns the TNT Sports, which is obviously what most people watch in Europe, but of course, many of us here in Australia, you would get the TNT Sports feeds on your Insta. Now, through its HBO Max arm, which I love HBO Max, by the way, Warner Brothers owns the broadcast distribution rights to the men's and women's World Tour races in Europe. So, of course, if Netflix, when Netflix acquires Warner Brothers, it will have those broadcast distribution rights. So, Tommy, there is a world here where we may start to watch cycling on Netflix. That could happen. They are moving into sport, Netflix.
Really?
They are
It'll
moving
really
into
work.
sport.
Okay, yep.
At
Doesn't
the moment,
surprise
they
me
do
when you see
a lot of the UFC stuff, so they're getting those big fights, the big boxing matches. I think there's a world where we'll see F1 be moved to Netflix because Apple have just ripped up their contract with the Formula One. That's falling apart. I think they're going to move into the cycling world, Tom, and get a piece of the Tour de France because, of course, they've already got a taste. Unchained, the big series.
Yeah. Oh, look, I don't mind it. Obviously, we're a little bit protected here in Australia with SBS. It's a free-to-air thing, and I think that will always hopefully, stay the same. But I don't mind having a bit of competition as well. It'll hopefully improve the products from both ends. There's a cost issue, though. I see a lot of grumblings about the sort of the TNT production over there and the cost.
Yeah, rip-off.
But there's a lot of cost issues, and I've even seen that with their coverage of the Ashes, which, funnily enough, Rob Patch, who does the cycling commentary for TNT, who does a brilliant job, I must say. He's covering the Ashes as a call-by-call commentator, and there's a lot of grumblings there. I'm not surprised to see the big streamers, though, move in. We see
I'd take it.
Disney has NHL, the ice hockey, so they're all trying to get a chunk of the pie.
They are, and I would love to see it. I loved when GCN Plus was around. I like the SBS coverage. I like how they are starting to try new things. They haven't got it fully right. Need the right people in there, you and I, Tom.
Yes.
But they're trying new things, which is good. But I love the GCN Plus world because you can go, right, you know what, for this race, I kind of want to hear a Rob Hatch. I want to hear a Dan. I want to hear a Wigo.
Adam
Blythe, Sean Kelly. You want to have that mix, even that goofy one. What's his name again? The
Carlton
goofy
Kirby.
guy, Carlton Kirby. You want
I
to
love a bit of Carlton Kirby
as well. And I really like
How good's
Orla.
Sean Kelly?
Yeah, well...
now
maybe.
the elastic is really starting to stretch on the breakaway.
So more options is better, I think, for us viewers, particularly if it falls under the Netflix subscription fee, because that's not too bad. We can all swallow that. So could we be watching cycling on Netflix?
What if it just balloons out? What if they get the market share and it just balloons out and it just becomes this expensive thing and it actually pushes the sport away?
Well, hopefully not. Hopefully not, but I'd pay...
Because that's what they're wanting. That's what the streamers want. They want to be able to buy the platform that obviously people pay a lot of money to see.
Well, I hope Netflix buys the cricket as well and the F1 because then I don't have to pay for KO and I'll pay...
Well, that's it. You're speaking of KO. How terrible is KO for the football?
The app sucks.
And it's just...
The app sucks.
We've seen this with football, and remember when channel, the host broadcast in football realm would broadcast all the games free to air. You wouldn't have to pay for it. You just put up the ads in between goals, but you did not have to pay for that. And now KO, it's over about $40 a month or so. A lot of people don't want to pay that, mate. And, even in the regions as well, it wasn't actually available there.
Fox is better than 7, though. The coverage is better. They've got better commentators. We're out of cycling here. Let's go back to cycling. No, but
it's all relevant because it's sports streaming broadcast, and I really don't like what KO, how they've just come in unless they want to pay me to commentate it.
I'll pay for a better product, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, to a certain degree where that threshold is and how much I really want to do and how much I want to pay. I probably won't pay for that for football. For cycling, I probably would. But it might push a lot of people out of the sport who won't see the Tour de France then.
Well, that's what free-to-air are for. They can choose the free version. So let's watch this space. But cycling could be on Netflix and find its way on a streaming platform. Premier Tech.
Back to cycling.
Premier Tech moved to Alpecin. Now, I think we had this on the run sheet, the Roadside rumour file, when reporting on St. Michel Orba 93. So, of course, Premier Tech joined the women's team, or the women's French team, which we spoke about. I put this on the run sheet. You poo-pooed it. You said, no,
I didn't poo-poo it.
No, I
didn't.
I'll find the chat. And I took it out. Pull it out. But Premier Tech...
you took it out.
Premier Tech joined Alpecin in 2026.
Load of rubbish.
Now renamed as Alpecin Premier Tech. Their World Tour women's team will change their name as well to be Phoenix Premier Tech. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
This new agreement has confirmed the future with a 3-year partnership until 2028.
Reading verbatim there.
With the option of the additional 3 years following that. So Alpecin also extended for 2 years. So really nice, solid base they've got. And what about Premier Tech? What a change. They've gone from the disaster class that was this year with the Vuelta, with Israel, Premier Tech, and all the protests, bad media for anyone involved there. And they've just jumped ship and hopped on the old Van der Poel wagon.
Oh, look, if yeah, you've got obviously Van der Poel is such a big draw card, isn't it? But he's starting to get to that 30-year mark. He might even be. Is he older than? How old is he?
No, he's not 30. He's like 25, 26.
No, he's not.
Okay, guess his age. I'll just search it up. There's no way he is. I reckon he's 26 currently.
I can't even pad. I'm just too drawn in on this.
Okay, he's 30.
He's 30. Thank you so much. Leave it in there.
Oh, so you think he's about to wind down?
No, I don't think he's about to wind down. But, it's a fascinating one. Obviously, they've done it so well. They've brought in another title sponsor. We see how hard that is. And every team was talking to Premier Tech.
Yeah, because they were clear,
vultures. They wanted it, and
sponsor.
as that is, So, what an easy decision for Premier Tech to be able to try and jump on board that Van der Poel train. I really like it, but also I really like how they came into the sport as a Canadian company, wanting to support Canadians. Derek G, they went after it with that group there, and now obviously they've supported some of the riders to go to St. Michel and support that outfit there. Look, I absolutely like it.
It's good. And, of course, the women's team as well.
Money in the sport, mate.
Money
hard
in
to
the
come
sport
by.
is good. They've got Charlotte Cool and Puck Peters on the women's team. So
no Canadian team. No Canadian riders on that Alpecin team at the moment, huh?
I don't know.
Well, that's a fact. Maybe keep an eye on that at the moment because Alpecin are actually really slow to announce any contracts coming out. Like we know Jensen Plowright, he's got a contract moving forward with the team. It just hasn't been announced yet.
No Canadians.
But I know that there's a lot of riders who haven't. Their confirmed rider list that is private. It's not. I'm hoping it's extensive because what's announced publicly is not.
Yeah.
So
okay.
One to keep an eye out for.
One to watch. FE Sports, Magene. If you love Magene products and you love Shane Miller, GP Lama, make sure just stay around the Magene tent for Tour Down Under if you were there, because we will be doing a little event, giving it away as well, and there also will be a massive $30,000 plus giveaway at Tour Down Under, Tommy.
What?
At Tour Down Under, which we will be involved in. So.
What's giving away? What's going?
Well, we can't say any
more.
I
might need to get a few of my mates around that one.
Just stick around the FE Sports tents at Tour Down Under. It's going to be very, very good. Now, finally, before we wrap up, Tommy, because we're using the studio today, so there's people knocking on the door.
Also, daily pods, we'll keep them short, more acute.
Yes. Yeah, as we go to weekly. Weekly, yeah.
Daily. We do daily.
Oh, we need another sponsor.
Yeah.
To pay for my wage.
Yeah, don't mind it.
Yeah. Now, we've got our Tuesday night racing here, our Tuesday night world champs locally here in Perth. looking forward to seeing everyone there as well. And Tuesday Night Worlds, there's probably like 5 of those all around the state, all around the country. Everyone's got their
it's bloody good, isn't
Wednesday World, Tuesday Night Worlds. But tomorrow we may have Luke Durbridge and Ben O'Connor racing tomorrow night.
Yeah, it's a possibility. Is you're trying to spruik the rumour mill here, aren't you? You're trying to you're just trying to get something about it. Look, I like it. Luke and Ben will, if they're on the start line, bloody good. What else are you going to add to that, mate? Like, they're going to be on the start line. I like it.
It's interesting because it builds up everyone's local criterion. When you get the World Tour riders there, it does make it a little bit more exciting.
We love local criterium racing. The summer of cycling begins with local criteriums.
And also you guys at home too. Who has rocked up to your local criterium? Any big hitters that still do or have in the past? Be interested to know. Drop them in the comments on YouTube, and we'll see what kind of names we get rolling in. Who is the most biggest name rider that you've ever ridden with, Tommy? You got one in the bank?
Something that lives rent-free in my head is my first ever A-grade criterium, and Graham Brown has just absolutely sent me into the 7th row of whatever bank was at this local criterium. So it was a steep learning curve when Brownie was around. He'll tell you that, and he will attest to that. And anyone who's ridden with him would also confirm that it was a short learning curve when he was racing.
He was a feral operator, that's for sure. Like one of those guys who's, die or win. He's a great guy.
Loved it. Absolutely love Brownie all the time in the world.
And wrapping up, Tommy,
yep.
What have you got on this week? What's happening for you? Anything interesting?
Mate, locking in on the bike, hey. So
you say that every week.
No, I'm at panic stations at the moment because I know TDU was around the corner, and I know you've just been... You have just been doing so much on the bike, talking up the Norton Summit TT at Tour Down Under.
Strava file?
Yeah, you are. You're absolutely gas bagging on it.
You're asking me about the watts.
Would you be more concerned if I just rolled in off no training, 30 Denzel Frothingtons, and just rinsed you?
No, but you should do that. That's the good thing. You have to do it. That's what you should do.
Well, I'm not going to.
Rock up and then rinse me on the hill. But if I beat you, that is amazing for me.
Don't try and turn this on me. I'm going to be rolling in.
You're a gifted athlete, mate. I'm a grunter. I'm just a grafter in the coal mines, mate. You've been given this talent and you're wasting it. I'm grinding mine, and we're going to come together at Norton Summit, TDU, and I'm going to be on the pedals, dancing like lads, mate. I'll go sub 12, and you will be grovelling.
No, I'm looking forward to. So I'm going to try and clock some kilometres on the bike ahead of TDU.
Follow him on Strava too, because then you can see if he's for real or for shit.
Actually do that, hey. I'll build up the Strava following. Strava,
1 to 2.
A couple of guys I worked with a while back, mate, they changed my Strava to Russian. So, this is almost 8 years ago, I reckon. So, my Strava's just been Russian, so I'll upload rides and it's all in Russian.
So, you have to search your Russian name.
No, my name's not Russian. My whole account just comes up in Russian, shows you where I'm at with it.
You need to change it. Okay, time to wrap up.
What are you doing? Why?
I've got nothing, just holiday mode, mate. By the pool. But looking forward to talking to you next week. We've got our sponsor thing Thursday night. Thanks for listening, guys, and we'll see you next week for another episode of Roadside, presented by Zwift.